Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Today, we have two more great workshops as part of the Next Video Build Hackathon, sponsored by Livepeer. Today, we have a workshop by Arweave, followed back to back by a workshop by Streamer. Before we jump into those, I'd just like to say I'm Jamie, the program manager, and if you would like to have any more information on the hackathon, I've just posted a link to the hacker pack, which contains all the links and deadlines and dates that you will need for the hackathon. So I hope to see some more of you sign up with some more projects. Just like to introduce our guest speaker for the first workshop. We have Jonathan, who is going to be giving us a workshop titled Decentralizing Videos Using Livepeer. So without further ado, I will hand over to Jonathan to get us going.
Thank you, Jamie. Hey, everyone. Really excited to see all of you here at for this workshop. I know the market situation may not be great, but it's really exciting to see so many builders putting their head down and continuously building. I think that's what makes Web3 so great. And that's what we are going to be talking partly about today. How do you keep that sentiment of true decentralization alive? And how can you use it with video? So, all right, I know we have just 45 minutes because Jamie has given me a hard stop for the next workshop. So I'm going to dive right in. So today we are going to be talking about decentralizing your video infrastructure. So how do you make sure that the services or the video setup that you have is truly decentralized? And what do I mean by truly decentralized? I know this has become one of those hot debates again. I can't believe we haven't put an end to this, but when I talk about truly decentralization, and thanks to SBF, this has become more important now. We need to ensure that not one single entity has control over any of the data or tokens or anything for that matter. And that's what truly we're talking about when it comes to decentralization. And in this session, I'm going to walk you through how to achieve that when it comes to video. And because this is going to be a Livepeer hackathon, I'm also going to give you some hints or some tips that you can use to kind of make your way through the hackathon. And I am excited to see what you guys build. So before I get started, I quickly want to introduce myself. I'm Jonathan. I look after developer relations at Bundlr. I'm part of this amazing team within the Arweave ecosystem, which is focused on truly democratizing the world's data and making sure that everyone has control and ownership of their data. For those of you who don't know about Bundlr, we are a data network which is built on top of Arweave, known for better performance, scalability, and unlimited permanent storage. But again, that's not what I want to talk about right now, but I will be touching upon Bundlr during the course of this workshop. So we have time for that. All right, so I was quickly talking about the whole aftermath of the SBF situation. And how all of a sudden there is a realization that decentralization is truly important. But if you really think about it, this is not a new problem that has just surfaced. We have been hearing about all of these situations back when social media became really popular, with majority platforms like Facebook, Instagram, TikTok of all taking over the world, and people uploading tons of content which they created themselves. So while some people didn't really expect to or didn't really anticipate a way of monetizing the content, there were quite a few who would have hoped to monetize the content that they were creating, or at least have some kind of control over who can view their content or who shouldn't be. But the problem with centralized entities is they said, fine, you want money in return for your content? Sure, but we are going to take a chunk out of it as well. And that's where the whole platform fees came into the picture. And true content creators were deprived of the earnings that they generated by creating content. And for anyone who has created content, you can imagine how difficult of a task that is. So decentralized storage is the solution for this, and that's exactly where Arweave comes in. So what Arweave is effectively doing is it's enabling you to store your data permanently and giving you complete control over it. So effectively, Arweave is just a decentralized storage solution. Just like you can store your data on any given platform, Arweave lets you do that. But how it truly differentiates itself is the data that you store is stored permanently. And when I say permanently, I truly mean permanently, not till the time you stop paying, or not till the time your renewal is up and you forgot to renew and all of a sudden your subscription has expired and now your data is lost. Not that kind of permanence, but a true permanence wherein you pay once, you upload your data, and then your data is available forever and ever. And just at a very baseline figure, the bare minimum that we can vouch for is 200 years. But there are mathematical calculations which effectively show that your data is safe for 10,000 years. 10,000. I don't even know how many of our generations can live to consume that data. So you're truly creating something a true memory which will last forever. So the way Arweave works is it takes the data that you're trying to upload, and it obviously uses a block weave, which is kind of a blockchain of its own, and then it breaks it up into small chunks, which is then uploaded in the form of transactions. So basically, whatever you're uploading is basically a smaller transaction onto Arweave. Now, like any other transaction on the blockchain, it's got to have two parameters. The first one is the transaction ID, which identifies what is it uniquely represents the transaction. And then you have a custom tag, which identifies what the transaction is about. So once you have all of these transactions coming in, all of them are then stored, and you have a URL which you can then use to retrieve your data and view your content. And by content, I know for this particular workshop, we're talking primarily about video, but it can be any kind of multimedia content. It could be your audio, so everything like your songs. It could be video, things like videos that you upload. It could be images, NFTs, anything, literally any kind of multimedia content is supported. So let's go a step ahead and see how it really stores data. So I was talking about are we breaking up the data into smaller chunks. Now, data on Arweave is stored, the transaction is stored in sequence of chunks which are of the size of 256 kilobytes. Now, at first, that may sound really stupid, but hear me out. And let me give you a brief lowdown on why this is really important and how it really differentiates Arweave from the way other storage platforms work. So the reason for 256 kilobytes, right, is so that it optimizes the distribution across the network of nodes. And Arweave uses something called as the Spora algorithm, which ensures that your data is being replicated. And this effectively means your data is stored permanently. So bottom line, let me put this in very simple words. It's optimizing the efficiency of your Spora algorithm that the miners on the network use to compete to produce the new blocks. Now, the question is, I was talking about the data being stored for 200 years or up to even maybe 10,000 years, up to 10,000 years. So I'll give you a brief explanation of how that is related to this 256 kilobytes and how we are so confident that your data is stored forever. So for starters, Arweave is always incentivizing miners to store data. There is a rewards program which gets miners to store more data. And a better part is, since everyone is racing to create new blocks, to store data and earn those rewards, the easier way, or a way to stand out for miners themselves, is to make sure that the data that is stored the least is being replicated as well, which means effectively all data chunks are being replicated enough number of times. And this is what truly makes your data storage permanent. On an average, the data is verified at least 20 times. So that's the level of that we are confident that your data is secure and stored safely. So now that we know how Arweave works and why it's really important, let's look about, once we upload the data, how do we retrieve it back? So I was talking about the transaction ID that you have. So it's pretty simple. Once you have the transaction ID, all you're going to do is pick that transaction ID, get the block that it is, or rather figure out the block that it is part of, and using that, you're going to get all of the small chunks back. And similarly for blocks, you can identify them based on either the block height or the unique block ID that you would get. So once you get all of those transactions, you basically have a bunch of chunks which are available to you, which have either the same custom tag or have the matching transaction IDs, which are part of that transaction. When you combine all of these blocks together, that's when you get the format of the data. And that's how you effectively retrieve it. If it's a file, if it's a video file, if it's a document file, or if it's an image file. And that's how it's kind of simple in both uploading or in terms of storing your data, as well as in terms of fetching it back. But the problem with this is, it's fine if your data size is very small. What if the data size itself is relatively large? Say you have a video file which is a couple of TB. You wanted to watch very high definition video, and you realize that you want to store that onto Arweave. So that's where you sometimes have this problem of, it's maybe going to take forever to kind of find or retrieve that data back. Imagine having to go through that sequence to get all the small chunks together and then get them together to actually retrieve that data. But Arweave has a way around this as well. So that's where we have the instant data retrieval enabled by the gateway that Arweave has. So while at its core, Arweave is effectively trying to provide like a decentralized network of nodes, which are strongly competing to make sure that your data is stored. At the same time, the gateway, and it does this by breaking it down into chunks. That's what we discussed in the last couple of minutes. So what the gateway does is it takes these chunks and reassembles them on a temporary basis so that you can fetch your data even faster. So this means that you're kind of caching the data and storing it either in a schema, which you can then optimize, either if you want to query it, you want to directly retrieve it. And this offers features or has benefits which usually the nodes couldn't really provide you with. For example, you want to serve content over secure sockets. That's something your gateway does really well. So between the gateway, one of the advantages, it's going to have a lot of relational data that it has, which means you can query faster compared to the usual time that it would take to query your data. The only downside might be that the cost could be slightly higher, but it definitely makes up for the with the time that it is saving for. Now, we have a good idea about why we need to store data on Arweave. We also know why or rather how we can get that data back, how we can retrieve it, how we can use a gateway to enhance that entire time taken to retrieve it. But coming to the final question in this entire maze, and that is effectively, how do you upload data onto Arweave? And that's where Bundlr comes in and makes it really simple for you to use Arweave. So Bundlr is a data network which is based on Arweave. It, like the name suggests, it takes various transactions of data which are being uploaded onto Arweave and bundles them together. And the benefit of this is, since it's bundling a bunch of transactions together, it can manage to push them out faster and make sure that they're uploaded to Arweave faster. This means faster transaction finality times, and the best part, it definitely reduces the cost itself. So because the transactions are being bundled together, the overall cost reduces. And here is a tip that not many people may know, but if your data volume or a data size is below 100 KB and you are trying to upload it using Bundlr, if you use the node 2 of Bundlr, you can effectively store your data for free. No terms and conditions applied. So this is something that if you're having like really small sizes that you're trying to upload, this is something that you definitely should make a note of. So I was talking to a couple of builders within the ecosystem and just trying to understand from them, why is it that they choose to build with Bundlr and how it is enhancing the entire or the overall Arweave experience. So based on what I got to hear, these are some of the top things that kind of seem to form a pattern. First up, apparently it's super simple to integrate Bundlr with any existing project. Now you could be working with another data storage platform. You could be working with a age-old Web2 data storage solution, but still you can integrate Bundlr in your project using just 3 lines of code. And this effectively means you can get your data from a centralized storage or a not so decentralized storage solution onto Arweave, which stores it permanently in using just 3 lines of code. And I'm going to show this to you in the demo that's coming up. The second is Bundlr makes it really easy for you to pay using any token that, using multiple tokens. So we currently support 14 tokens, including the most popular ones that you would definitely use, things like Ethereum, Matic, Solana. We also support even the newer ones like Aptos, for example. So if you're a builder that is already building on the chain of your choice, this could be either Ethereum, this could be Matic, this could be Aptos. If you're really getting into the space, you do not have to worry about having to get AR token or any other kind of payment token for your storage. Using that same token, you can continue, or you can use it to upload your data as well. And that really improves the overall user experience, not just for your team, but also for your user if they are the end users of your product and they have to pay for the storage. The second part is in terms of the performance. Now, everyone always has complaints about how they expect data to be uploaded and retrieved in near real time. And even though we are still in the early stages of Web3, I think Arweave has done a significant job when it comes to both uploading data and retrieving data, given the fact that it's storing it in such a decentralized manner. But Bundlr makes this even faster. We currently are already boasting of transaction finality speeds of anywhere between 20 milliseconds to maximum 50 milliseconds. And that's really quick. Of late, we have been doing a couple of performance enhancements wherein over the last couple of days, we are just seeing all transactions completed in around 20 milliseconds. So that's effectively saying that you are uploading data at almost 7,000 times faster than you usually would have been. And finally, coming to the scalability part, on an average, of late, we have seen, as of, I think, last week, we have seen over 340, close to 340 million transactions on using Bundlr. And this effectively means that a majority chunk of transactions going onto Arweave, majority of the data that is being uploaded to Arweave is going through Bundlr right now. So I think that's so if you want to simplify your entire journey of storing your data onto Arweave, then Bundlr is going to make your life really, really simple. So having said that, now let's look at video on Arweave. So we have been with the whole social, decentralized social really kicking off, and I'm very sure we are going to be hearing a lot about decentralized social over the next couple of months, and probably 2023 is just going to be about decentralized social. But even despite being in its early days, we are seeing a lot of projects, especially in the Lens ecosystem, already defaulting towards storing their data permanently on Arweave. And one such good example, which is trying to do this with videos, is LensTube. And I'm going to be briefly talking about what LensTube does and how it is doing, more importantly, and what's the benefit that it's getting. So for starters, LensTube is just a video sharing platform, which allows you to create videos, upload them, and then share it with your friends. So kind of like a decentralized version of YouTube, if you may. Like, again, may not be the best description, but that would provide some kind of context for you. So once you can connect your wallet to LensTube, and since it is using the Lens protocol and it uses all the profiles in the Lens ecosystem, so you can automatically create your account there. You do not have to create a separate account. So kind of gives you an excellent sign-up experience and a login experience by, again, having a one common profile for everything in the social ecosystem. And again, it supports Matic, and you can then upload your videos. Your friends can like them, they can share them. And the best part, if you're looking at some kind of monetization from your content, you can explore that option as well. But the most important part is all the videos that are uploaded on LensTube are always owned by you. So you are the final deciding authority, or you can make the decision on controlling the video, and and Lens already has a lot of profile options wherein you can show your videos to select people, or you can hide the videos from people, from specific people you don't want viewing, or basically you can provide some kind of criteria for who can view a video and who cannot. So yeah, that's a good example of, and obviously it's using Arweave for all the data that is stored. We have been seeing large chunks of data being uploaded, and so far no complaints either from the users as well as the LensTube team in terms of failure of uploads or any kind of data lag when viewing the videos, or even time taken to retrieve the videos and view them again. So videos, despite being one of the most difficult category within the whole multimedia space, is definitely something that's working really smoothly on Arweave. So that's now is the time to innovate and see what else we can get out of it, and how we can make it more innovative and more easier for the regular folks to interact with Web3. And that's exactly where Livepeer comes in. So Livepeer, and I'm not going to get into the details of this because we have had multiple sessions of Livepeer over the last couple of days. Jamie was just telling me about so many workshops which showcase what Livepeer did. But just as a brief for someone who has missed all and decided specifically to come for the Arweave workshop, Livepeer can be used as a video processing and caching layer on top of the content which is available on Arweave. And it effectively will optimize your entire video playback. So everything right from encoding to transcribing to retrieval and the whole UX experience. So if Arweave provides you just the URL, you do not want to just show the video in your entire browser, but rather how do you make it in a very user-friendly UX, which not only makes you look at that particular video, but maybe gives you a suggestion on what you could watch next, or anything that is relevant out there. So Livepeer has made it really, really easy to work with Arweave. So one good example is we recently did this example on using Arweave with Livepeer, wherein all it takes is all you need is the Arweave URL to fetch the video, and it would be easily showcased in the Livepeer TV or the Livepeer Studio, and you can then limitlessly innovate and create cool things using both Livepeer and the video which is stored. So in terms of what you can do, the options are limitless. Like we have been seeing a lot of good use cases. One of the use cases that we have been seeing a lot is basically creating a Lens application on the Lens protocol that kind of allows you to store the video files permanently on Arweave and then transcodes them and plays them using Livepeer. So, but I'm pretty sure that the brilliant guys that are part of this hackathon are going to come up with something even way more interesting. And we are waiting to see use cases that we haven't really seen before. And I'm sure we are probably going to get our minds blown. And that is why we are really, really excited about this hackathon particularly. So again, like I said, the limits there are no limits. Feel free to go for it and do whatever you think would really, really improve the entire user experience in Web3 for videos, consuming video content. And if you're looking at learning more about Arweave, we have a bunch of developer resources available at learn.arweave.dev. There is the Livepeer.js documentation also contains how you can use Arweave to fetch your videos, which are stored on Arweave, and use them in your Livepeer studio. And obviously, don't forget to participate in, okay, this is not updated, but don't forget to participate in the hackathon, the next video build hackathon, and showcase what you can do. There's a bounty worth $2,000 up for grabs, and more importantly, we are giving away $100 worth of AR to every team that uses Arweave, Bundlr, and Livepeer, and has a use case and of implementation. I hope I got those numbers right, Jamie.
Sound good to me.
Yeah. So before we really wind up, I am going to quickly share a quick demo on how you can use Arweave for video. What I'm going to be quickly walking you through, given that we have just maybe a few more minutes, is how you can integrate Arweave and get video uploaded onto your project, and then I'm sure you guys can take it forward from there. I'm obviously going to share the GitHub repo for this, and you can definitely use it. Basically, what I'm trying to do here is create a React app which allows you as a user to upload videos onto Arweave, and then fetches all of those videos and displays it in a feed just like you would have on maybe your Twitter. So for that, I'm using Web Bundlr from the Bundlr client, which proactively works with all your web browsers and gets it and make sure that you do not have to have multiple signatures for your transactions. So you just need one signature both to authenticate as well as to upload your transactions onto Arweave. So there is obviously a couple of React things which I'm not going to get into, but effectively using for using Bundlr, all you need to do is set the state, check the balance. So you're setting the balance to 0 here and providing a bunch of currency options that you can use. So all of this is pretty native to Bundlr. You don't have to do anything here. Currently, we're saying Matic, but I'm also going to show you how you can use, you can provide options from multiple providers. So you're going to check the whole wallet authentication, and then using Web Bundlr, you're going to identify node 1, which is, so we have node 1 and node 2 for all your data uploads, and obviously the currency as well. And make sure that the Bundlr instance is initiated and it's fetching the balance. And based on this, what you're going to effectively return is just the URL of, I missed it. You're going to effectively return the URL of the video that is uploaded onto Arweave. And to do that, let's go to index.js. So here you have, you're showcasing, you're setting this state to showcase all the videos which are uploaded, and then using the Arweave, the GraphQL API, you're fetching all the results from, you're querying all the results from all the data that was uploaded. And then coming to profile, which is where you can mention the type of currencies that you want to support. So right now we are saying Matic. You can support Ethereum, Avalanche, BNB, and Arbitrum. There are a total of 14 currencies that you can use. And then you are setting a Bundlr instance, verifying the file, and basically changing the state to first check the wallet balance, and then fund your wallet, and then again check the wallet balance to see, and then finally to check how much it's going to cost, and then how much the video upload is going to cost, and then finally upload the video. So this is all that it does. And again, I'm going to share all of this code so that you can test it out yourself. And then finally, it's going to share the URL and the transaction ID. And it saves the video. And all right, so now that you saw most of the code, let's jump into the demo of the project. So let me npm right. I need to share my other screen. I see there's a very interesting conversation going on in the chat regarding censorship. Pretty cool. We can, that's a philosophical question. All right, so this is effectively what the application looks like. Again, please do not judge me based on the UI. I try to keep it as simple as possible and just showcase the use case that we are trying to solve. So like I was saying in the beginning, this effectively allows you to upload videos onto Arweave. And you'll be using Bundlr to manage the entire transaction. So because it's Bundlr, you have support for multiple currencies, and you'll see the currencies all listed here. So you can pick any of these, and you can choose to work with the one which you're either currently working on or you're most comfortable with. So I am going to connect my wallet. It's asking me what wallet, and I am signing this message on localhost. And there you go. Now it shows me that I can upload. It shows me that my balance is 0. It shows me that I can upload video, and it also shows me a place where I can fund my wallet. So ideally, the first thing you want to do is fund your wallet. And by fund wallet, we are talking about the Bundlr wallet here, which will be used to pay for the video upload. So let's say we use point 0.1. Matic. I'm currently using Matic, and I'm going to send transaction, which is going to be signed. Looks like the Matic network is a little busy, so it could take a couple of seconds. Yep, it's pending. In the meantime, in the interest of time, I'm going to also show you how you can add the video and how the cost is going to be calculated. So I have a demo video that I want to upload. I think it's on my desktop, demo of video. There you go. So I have this awesome video of someone really excited on a Monday morning, probably because it's so as soon as you put in the video, it automatically shows you that it's going to cost you 0.02 Matic. That's all that it's going to take for you to upload the video onto Arweave. So if you hit upload, we still haven't funded the wallet, but let's see if the wallet is. It's still pending. So the moment you hit upload video, it's going to automatically create a URL, and you can use that URL in Livepeer, and then the sky is the limit. So just in the interest of time, I think I'm going to quickly wrap it up and keep some time for any kind of questions or any thoughts that you had or anything that I could help you with. Once again, a reminder that all of the resources are available on learn.arweave.dev. And if you need support while building using Arweave or Bundlr, feel free to reach out to the devs on the Arweave Discord server or the Bundlr Discord, or feel free to ping anyone from the Encode team, or and they'll definitely put you in touch with someone from either of the teams. So thank you, everyone. And let's see if we have any questions that we can answer today.
Thank you, Jonathan. That was really, really interesting. We just have one question in the chat there. Can you stream on Livepeer directly with the Arweave URL?
Yes, you can. And I am going to drop in the URL of the Livepeer documentation, which helps you achieve this. Sharing it in the chat right now. There you go. So this will effectively allow you to pick the Arweave URL, put it in the code, and you should be good to go.
Awesome. And on the discussion that they've been having in the chat, sort of what would your about censorship and whatnot, what would be your sort of contribution to this conversation?
I think Jesse has really well encapsulated all the thoughts here. I think it's a very long conversation, something that we should have over drinks, not while we are gearing up for a massive hackathon. But yeah, I think there are definitely valid points there. And one thing that Arweave has always been doing is ensuring that the true sense of decentralization and ownership is always taken as priority for everyone.
Yeah, I agree. I'm Fernando. I'm the one who started that conversation, because I'm really concerned about. In reality, what I'm looking for is controls or AI that could be used before the content is uploaded, right? So, because once the content has been uploaded, if it's my platform and somebody did upload through me as a vehicle, I'm part of that thing, right? As the miner and the others. So it's kind of what I am after, because, you know, video on the internet is nothing new. The technology is new, but we still need to, you know, there are laws in the world. In some places you cannot see some type of content. And if you're the one, if you're the vehicle to publish that, it will have that impact.
Yeah, absolutely. I think yeah, it's a valid point. Like I was saying in the beginning, right? Like these are questions that are more intensive in terms of more going on the path of what's right and what's wrong versus saying what's truly decentralization and how much control do we, because effectively what we're talking here about is getting another entity which would be controlling all of the data. And I don't know, Jesse, if you have any thoughts specific to this.
Yeah. Basically, what I would say is that miners have the ability to pick and choose what kind of data they want to store. And they also have the ability to blacklist certain data that they wouldn't want to store. So they would be massively disincentivized to store something that was illegal in their country, which makes dissemination of illegal content still difficult for miners. And if something is illegal in your country, I don't think you should store it. And I don't see why a miner would do that.
Yeah, I was thinking, like, I don't know, imagine what just happened in USA with the Trump thing, right? If somebody's streaming and pushing all that content, but it's been banned, or if somebody who is a gun lover and he shoots animals in Texas, but that's not really the same thing elsewhere in the world. So my point is really, I like the fact that you have these features to blacklist and do that. So I think if there has to be some sort of community or decentralized voting or something to signal illegal content, and then at some point somebody has to pull out the video, right? If it was uploaded. If not, it will remain there forever, and then liability may come.
Yeah. The problem right now, I suppose, is that centralized entities are the people who are deciding what content is allowed to be up and what isn't. So having communities of voters that can actually vote on this is, I think, a very good idea. Fernando, just going to have to stop you there in the interest of time, but I'm sure we can continue this debate on the Discord server or elsewhere. We'd be happy to have this conversation. But yeah, just in the interest of time, we're going to have to wrap this first session up. So I'd just like to say massive thank you to Jonathan for coming in today, and also for Jesse for helping out in the chat as well. So thank you, guys. Do you have any closing comments?
Just one from me. Everyone from the Arweave team is really, really excited to see what you guys are going to be building at this hackathon. So we are really looking forward. And if at any point of time you need any help, support from Arweave team, Bundlr team, or the entire Arweave ecosystem, remember we are here to support you guys. So keep building, and let's keep building.
Awesome. Thank you. Have a great rest of your day, Jonathan and Jesse.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you. Goodbye.